Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. Reed here. I got a quick thought I wanted to share with everyone. It's munching along on some Newtons. They're a bit old. Yeah, stuff in my food pantry sometimes it can get a little old. But, like these, they're just fine. A little chewier and crunchy. I actually kind of like it this way, so I might store them around a little longer. But they're tasty. But then a thought occurred to me. Something that all of us should really consider. Good chunk of us probably have a really strong normalcy bias on how long foods keep. Americans, as all of us in America, or a lot of Western Europe, Canada, has access to this kind of food, it's all filled with a ton of preservatives, gobs of it. Instead of me opening this up and discovering, it's all moldy and it became a horrible, strange science experiment, maybe it's a little harder, but still normal. And that's going to be an interesting problem for us. We run into a major SHTF event, and if we have to start cooking for ourselves, preparing all these old meals and stuff like that from bare bones scratch, and we're not loading up with preservatives and all that, how long we expect things to keep is really going to change. Especially, what if we lose access to refrigeration? How long are things going to keep outside of the cooking thing? How can we make them last longer? This is something a lot of people that grew up in an older time would be really familiar with, but not us. Everything we have everywhere is loaded with preservatives and artificial things to make it last a heck of a lot longer. Well, not necessarily a horribly bad thing in and of itself, except for some areas. I do definitely get really suspicious about what's in my food nowadays. But I realize a lot of things I think, this is going to be perfectly fine, just might be, hard as a rock, may not be true. There could be some sort of mold or fungus infection, could cause hallucinogens. One of the reasons why they sort of think people were believing themselves to be werewolves in the past. They thought hallucinogenic fungus infected the rye crops back in the ancient time. Well, not ancient. I mean, we're talking like 1600s or so around there. But last thing we need is to all start hallucinating and then attacking each other and trying to gnaw on each other thinking we're werewolves or something. Just be kind of crazy. And it's interesting is when I was over in Ukraine, one of the people I got to stay with and stuff, her family was from a small village and they canned and did a lot of things doing their own preservation of food. And it was really interesting watching how carefully they checked their food out of their cans and the preservatives and looked at it very carefully. And that's something we don't really do. And I don't really have that skill yet with all of my own canning stuff for what I'm looking for that indicates spoilage or, even worse, signs of potential botulism. Very difficult. And it's something we're going to have to really learn. And unfortunately, they might be some really ugly lessons to learn past a big SHTF event. I thought I'd share this knowledge with all of us. Start thinking, we all might have a really strong normalcy bias about our food, and particularly in preservation and how long things last. And it's an important thing to consider, especially when you think about how dangerous certain things that can get into our food can be. So take care, everyone. Think about this and start researching preservation. I'm going to, and I will share with you what I find. Hopefully it'll be some good, helpful information. Take care, everyone. This is Reed, out for now.